What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Bonus show. It is the Shoot Around. Episode 91 of the Shoot Around. We do these little bonus shows on Friday. We mentioned Tuesday that we have a few things to get to here in the good old Shoot Around. Let's start with the topic of the week, because I think it's hysterically stupid that every now and then the internet gives you something that I think was meant as a joke, but became like the biggest debate in all the world this week. Could 100 people beat a gorilla? Is the question. You said your son asked you this question.
Yeah,
what did you say?
I said, "What kind of gorilla? Is it a big ass silverback? I'm taking the silverback."
I think they're only referring to a silverback.
Yeah. Okay. So no shot in hell, right?
No shot. I think Christian. He also told me that I think they measured like a gorilla bench presses like 1,500 pounds or something ridiculous like that. I'm like, no, they just per muscle, man. Okay, because think about it. You know, it's like when you get into a fight and you like, I said, which one y'all want to take the ass whipping? I'm gonna get my ass whipped, but which one of you guys gonna take this ass whipping? Because once he get a hold of someone, he ripping that head off of that person, ripping arms off. So,
and that's so here's the thing: the first guy, gets horribly mutilated. Like it's not even fun to watch. That puts the fear of God into all the other 99 people. There's no way that you're gonna bear down and go, okay, my turn. Like nobody, like it only takes the one dude getting his arms ripped off.
There's no real way to measure a gorilla's like real strength, and which is the scary aspect of all of this.
Oh yeah.
Because we have a speculation, but we know that they're 100 times stronger than a man. Mm-hmm. So my thing is this: he's gonna use one of them guys to beat up two other ones.
Oh yeah. You're going to be like the Hulk swinging Loki.
Yeah. So, bro, like...
So can I give you the insight that I have on this?
What's that?
Yes.
So one of my best friends in the world is a gentleman named Ron McGill. I don't know if you've heard Ron's name before. Ron McGill runs Zoo Miami. If you ever see Ron... Say what?
Is he friends with McGill the gorilla?
McGill the gorilla? No, but I didn't even put that together. That's actually pretty damn strong. Ron runs Zoo Miami. And he's a good friend of Shaquille's. And it's funny enough that we have this weirdo friend in common. But Ron is like, he knows everything about it. Like if he's on the Today Show, you see him on Today, you see him on CBS all the time. He's everywhere. So I texted him. I was like, can you please give me clarity on this? Could 100 men beat a gorilla? And his response was, quote, "This can't be a serious question." Gorillas are insanely strong. A silverback can lift anywhere from 300 to 500 pounds. Run as fast as 25 miles an hour, and have a measured bite force of over 1,300 psi, enough to crush bones in their mouth. One swing of its arm could honestly kill a man instantly. They charge fast, they can dodge attacks, and they actually have thicker skulls and bones that make them very hard to injure. The first few men to engage would die immediately. That's Ron McGill. The president, I don't know what his role is at Zoo Miami. He runs Zoo Miami. I mean, he is like the lead zoologist. He works with all the animals. He's unbelievable. But yeah, that's somebody who works with gorillas on a day-to-day basis. But this can't be serious. Like, there's no way this is a serious.
Because you got to think about the first person that hits the gorilla is the first person to die.
Oh,
because you think about it, you can hit the gorilla with all your force, and it'd be like a gnat flying on your shoulder, just like this. Like that's supposed to hurt me.
The first person that even makes a move in the direction of the gorilla is gonna die. Like you don't have to even make contact. If you're just like, oh, and that's it. I mean, that's it, dude. You're done. It's such a stupid question, but I love it.
After this question, I guarantee you, somewhere out there, some dudes are gonna be like, "Yo, we got a $5 million challenge.
Get us a gorilla." Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Mr. Beast is out there right now trying to buy a gorilla from somebody so he can take it online and see if 100 guys can die.
100 men cannot beat a gorilla. 100 men cannot beat a lion. 100 men cannot beat a tiger. 100 men can't. No.
They're apex predators, man.
Yeah,
like their job is to kill at will, and it's just no way. All right, let's move on to Bill Belichick. And then I have a whole bunch of questions for Rob. Well, I don't have a whole bunch. I have 3. But I have good ones. Bill Belichick, did you see that weirdo interview he did last weekend? This was on Sunday morning, on CBS Sunday Morning. He's promoting his book. He's got a book called The Art of Winning. And he sits down with CBS Sunday Morning to discuss it. The first thing that popped out to me at this is this moment here where they talk about Robert Kraft. And this was pretty interesting, I thought.
Unless I'm wrong, he's not in this book. How come?
He's not. Well, again, it's about my life lessons in football, and it's really more about the ones that I experienced directly.
But he's not even in the acknowledgement section.
Correct.
Do you feel like you were treated with dignity and respect when you were let go by Robert Kraft?
Yeah, well, it was a mutual decision for us to part ways.
He said fired.
It was a mutual decision.
Bill Belichick's got no personality. God bless that man.
First of all, it's like you will have the questions vetted before you even do this interview. So either Bill like fucking asked me anything, or Bill just said, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah, I'm not preparing for this. He looked him flat in the face and said,
I don't give a shit.
"Yeah, I'm not doing it." Yeah.
I walked in and said, "What's up, motherfuckers?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Let's do this
What are you
thing."
doing?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Let's go. Well, so part of the story about this wasn't just so much the Robert Kraft being left out, was that his girlfriend was there.
Yeah.
His 24-year-old girlfriend.
I think I saw this.
Yeah. Jordan. And Jordan Hudson is her name. And, of course, she comes up. And this awkwardness happens. They left this in the final edit of the interview. Here you go.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Oh, she shut that down fast.
They said she was she shut down quite a few things.
Not talking about this.
Nope, we're not talking about this. Yeah, there's a story actually on TMZ today that she got up a couple times during the interview and tried to storm out and was expecting Belichick to follow her, and Bill was just kind of like, "The hell's going on?"
Yeah.
Like she's become very territorial of him, it seems like,
Yeah.
and he's just kind of rolling with it because he's a 70-something-year-old guy that gets to hook up with a really good-looking 24-year-old. I think he just doesn't care. I think he's like, "Hey,
I don't know how.
as long as I'm still in business here, I'm good."
I think you got to be careful with, and I don't know how this would happen, but I think you got to be careful that the relationship doesn't interfere with coaching.
Oh, it's already doing that.
I mean, to the extent to where
She's on the field during spring practice and
Yeah.
spring games, and she's out there constantly.
Yeah. Or at least get to the point where it's so unbearable for the North Carolina brass to where it's like
Can't do
either
it.
you got to go or she got to go.
Can't do it. Rob, have you ever had, this might be an unfair question because I don't want to disparage anybody, an overbearing woman in your life like this? All right, we're going to move on.
Hold on.
Hold on, wait, this is Jordan, or this is Candace from the other room?
Not talking about this.
Oh, we're not talking about this. Okay, sorry. Candace from the foyer. No, we're not talking about this. No, I'm kidding. It's just, it's for me, it feels very much like, though, she's treating him kind of like this is the wrong word, like a toy, like a pet.
I think every woman in my life has been overbearing in the sense of trying to protect me. We all have a way of protecting. My mom protected me. My first wife protected me. Candace protects me. It's
Sure.
just their way of protecting, the people they love. So I don't mind it.
Do you think, though, that she loves him, or do you think that she's protecting him more of like, to me, it feels like this is a business investment for her. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I don't give a shit about the relationship. I haven't paid any attention. And people say, "Look, they're on the beach." I say, "I don't give a shit." I'm like,
I don't give a shit.
I think sometimes we get confused and think age has anything to do with love. You love who you love. I don't care if it's a girl, boy, different race. You love who you love. And I think sometimes we have an idea of love. Like if you're 3 years or 4 years from each other. That's okay to love someone. And like,
No, I get what you're saying. My problem here is that there's got to be such little common ground between them, right? Like,
Well,
I think you're right. I think
it's-
age is not so much the thing, but like if she was a diehard football fan and like she knew everything about football and maybe she does. I don't know. Maybe she does. Because it seems like that's really Bill's whole thing. Like that's his life. His life is football.
Then again, that his life is football, but do we know Bill's life outside of football? You know, he might want to, go home, play video games, and they sit there playing Minecraft together. It's certain things that we're not privy to, so that they might have that common ground. You know, that's probably how they met. They might have been going to a furry convention and met like that. We don't know. So it's just I guarantee you they have more in common than we know or want to care to talk about or try to investigate to find out.
Look, man.
Well, when you download this week's show and it's called Belichick at a Furry Convention, you'll know why.
I think, like I said, I don't know how long ago they met. Like I said, this is none of my business. That's their business.
No, it's just but the fact that he would agree to sit down with CBS to do an interview and she's dictating how it goes and how the content goes. It's just off-putting to me. That's all. Because I'm like, dude, I would look at her and go, look, I mean, I love you. You're a sweetheart. I won 8 Super Bowls. Why don't you shut up? Like, I've coached grown-ass men on the biggest stage in all of sports. You don't need to sit over here and dictate what questions this guy can ask me.
I think also the reason why they didn't want to talk about why they met, because I think they may have met during a time when most people would think, dog, what do you mean you met a 19-year-old girl? Or a 20-year-old. Like, I think there's something
a
there.
few years back when it might have been a little bit more gauche than it is now.
Yeah, I think there may be a little something there that people, I think, already think and believe, but to actually to get rid of all the plausible deniability and actually say it, I think that's something that they didn't want to be.
So I was at a furry convention and
I met at a quinceañera. She was
at a quinceañera. Oh my God, Jesus! Rob went under 18 with that joke. It's a little off-putting.
Oh shit! I don't know anything about that. That's the first thing popped in my mind.
Moving on abruptly. We don't want to talk about this. We're not talking about it.
Not talking about this.
We're not talking about this. All right, question from Robert. The funniest moment of the draft for me was when Quinson Judkins was getting drafted by the Browns. They called his name, his phone was ringing, and bro was in the toilet. Didn't Rob say this happened to him at the NBA draft when they called his name, is what Robert is asking. And I don't, were you?
I was coming back from the bathroom.
You were coming back from the toilet when they called you.
Yeah. I wasn't taking a shit though.
Yeah, I think the story was Judkins was breaking one off, and his phone was ringing. I think his mom answered it. Everyone cheered, and then he came running back in like Shaq leaving the set of TNT. He came right back in and was like, grabbed the phone, and
Yeah, it was a little different for me because when I was at the draft, I was by myself. No agent, no girlfriend, no best friend, no mom, no dad. I was there by myself, the only person.
And remind me, what was the reason for that?
Well, I didn't have a girlfriend at the time. My best friend couldn't go because he had prior engagement. My dad had just had neck surgery. My mom was scared to fly. The draft was in Portland for the first time. And my agent at the time was in New York. He had just had a baby, so he couldn't fly out. So I was by myself.
Oh, so it was just like a cacophony of nonsense that all came down at once.
And you were a first round pick.
A first round pick.
Number 12.
Lottery pick.
Lottery pick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Number 12.
That's wild.
Yeah. And you got to think about, my mom has never flown before, and her first time flying from Montgomery to Portland, and I think people don't understand how hard it is to get to Portland, Oregon. And her first flight being that far, she would probably had a heart attack on that plane. So,
well, don't you have to change planes a couple times too? That's the other thing too. If you've never flown before, getting it on and off the plane and like, okay, flight's over. Now you got to do another one, and now you got to do another one. Like that. That's not easy.
Yeah, connecting
That
flights.
sucks, man. I hate that. Question from Chris. Rob, would you pay to go to space once the tickets are affordable?
No.
If you're not interested in going to space, where is one place that you'd pay to go before you kick the bucket?
I would love to go to Australia. I've been to Australia, but it was just a connecting flight to New Zealand. But I would love to go to Australia, hang out. I would love to go to Rome. Those are 2 places on my bucket list.
You've never been to Rome? Okay.
I've never been to Rome. Those are 2 places that I would pay to go. Other than that, I ain't paying to go.
You don't want to go to space? Tickets are affordable, is the question.
Fuck no. What I want to go to space for?
I may go to space before I go to Australia. Everything in Australia want to kill you. Like
ain't no dingoes eating your baby out in space.
No, it ain't even. It's just, I mean, anywhere from the you got all kind of just different
Snakes.
spiders, snakes, and you see these clips of the people finding them in their homes. Like, bro, like I need to be able to sit on the toilet without getting my butt bit by a snake or a spider. Like, I got to be able to take a doo-doo in peace.
A lot of doo-doo talk on this week's show.
I'm just saying. Imagine you got to lift up the thing and turn around and actually look and do a deep investigation to the toilet to make sure nothing don't bite you as you trying to release.
Don't you always look at the toilet before you sit down?
but there are certain places that you go, like...
Hold on, wait a minute. I mean, if I'm not at home, yes, I'll look at the toilet before I sit down. But if I'm home, why would you look at the toilet?
I always look at the toilet.
I just make sure the seat's down. That's all I care about.
I just try to make sure I didn't piss on the seat and I'm sitting in my own piss.
But it's your own. It's your own. It can't affect you. It's like you're immune to it. You know.
I just a habit. I look because I got to make sure the seat warmer's on.
The seat warmer. Holy bougie poop, man. Holy.
Oh yeah, but you got to remember.
I got to make sure my seat warmers are on.
You did have all your toilets replaced, didn't you?
Oh God.
Yeah. I got to. You got to. Hey, you have to have a bidet toilet when you sit there, man. The toilet is warm.
I got a seat warmer in my car. You got one when you shit. Come on.
Bro, this man.
Yeah, I tell you what, man.
Wait,
first world problems.
Where's Uncle Luke when we need him? Doo-doo Brown.
Doo-doo Brown. Doo-doo Brown. Put on the seat warmer. Doo-doo Brown.
Bro, like, yeah, but man, Australia might be looking around all around them doggone toilets just to make sure.
So get this. All right, you just saw what happened to some professionals, some astronauts. They was up there how long? A year?
Oh yeah. They went on they took like the Boeing experimental plane out into space and that ship broke down.
I'm not, and you know.
No, I'm talking about the Jeff Bezos here in space for like 11 minutes deal.
Them
and then you
fucking ladies didn't go in damn space because none of their fucking hair was floating.
Okay, so you're Rob. Okay, so now let's put on our tinfoil hats. Rob's going conspiracy theory here that Katy Perry and Gayle King didn't go to outer space.
They didn't go to no damn space.
Okay.
Because now, think about it. If you go to space for that, something's going to float because there's no gravity, right?
Yeah, weren't they floating around in the videos I saw? Or am I crazy?
I don't know. I didn't see a video.
I just saw stuff online of them, like, posing and their hair was kind of floaty and stuff. I don't know. But I also know it's not like a traditional space flight, the sense that I think you're only zero gravity for like 5 minutes or something.
Okay.
It's very short amount of time that you get to like unbuckle and float around.
That ain't fucking space.
Well, that's as close as you can get right now. You know what I mean? They're not going to put you on the shuttle Discovery and fire you up to the International Space Station for a year. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But, if you're Katy Perry, you could pay $25 million to float for 5 minutes.
Yeah, take me to the Watchtower and I might be in.
Oh, good, dude. I'm with you 100%. I'm going to space if I can go to the Watchtower. You're 100% right. All right, last question from James, and we'll wrap up the show.
Should we explain to Hart what the Watchtower is? Hart, you know what the Watchtower is?
Explain.
Go for it.
Well, the Watchtower is where Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, all of them hang out.
The Justice League, basically.
The Justice League.
It's like a floating space station over Earth that Batman built and put up into space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I heard about that.
They all go up to the Watchtower when they're hiding out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. Again, rich people shit. Jeff Bezos needs to build a Watchtower. That's what he needs to do. Put a Watchtower in space. I'll go. All right, last question from James. How far have you gone to avoid an argument with your wife, Rob? Did you ever throw yourself out the window like the Chinese guy this week? Did you see the video of the Chinese guy?
I did see that video.
He threw himself out a window, and now I remember seeing it because he's arguing with his wife, and then he slams into the window once. He backs up and he slams it again, goes through it, and I'm like, well, we just watched a snuff film. This man's dead. And then you get the other angle of the window, and he's on the first floor. I thought he went out the second, third floor window. No, he's on the first floor. He just crumbled out this window and ran away to avoid a fight with his wife. Broke through a window. I've done a lot of stuff to avoid a fight with my wife. I've done housework that wasn't mine. I have taken the blame for shit I had nothing to do with, but it's just to avoid the fight. I've never thrown myself through a window.
I ain't throwing myself out there. When I've actually got out of the car and just walked a for a little bit, but other than that,
Yeah, I've walked out. I've walked out a couple times because I knew that I was going to say something dumb that I was 100% going to regret and probably never live down.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is probably a good opportunity for me to bow out before I say some stupid shit that you hold against me.
Yeah, I always try to just walk away. Like I said, take a time to calm down, because I don't like to argue. Because arguments it just rolls into other stupid shit, and then it's how competitive you are. You got to win the argument. So
You know what's
gonna
funny?
say some shit that's gonna bite you in the ass.
Shannon and I were talking about this recently. And I think that you're probably the same way with Candace. We don't fight over anything big. If we ever get into a fight, it's always over something really stupid. Like who was in a movie. And then it turns into something dumb. Or like why I didn't put away the dishes. It's always like something really asinine that spirals into a stupid fight. You know what I mean? Never anything
Our last fight, Kansas' last fight just happened maybe on Thursday or Friday.
Oh, recent.
Yeah, but she was saying I had to go to the studio to pick up my keys, and she was like, take the puppy with you because the puppy be locked. I'm like, I ain't taking no damn puppy with me. I said, to avoid the argument, I took the puppy. So
there you go.
Took him to the studio, walked him, he peed, put him back in the car. So I was on my way back to drop off a key to Candace. All of a sudden, I'm driving on, I look in the back. This little fucker threw up all over the back seat of my car, my i7, my BMW. And I'm trying to hold the paper up so the throw up doesn't go all over the fucking carpet. And I'm calling Candace. I'm fucking mad. I'm yelling. And she's like, it's not that bad. Yes, it is. It's fucking bad. He's walking through. Oh, my fucking God. He got on the fucking window. He's all on the hair. I'm like going off on her right now. She's like, calm down. I want to take this fucking dog with me. So I'm yelling, right?
Oh, no.
And she said, I said, you know what, Candace? You're right. You're right. I shouldn't be mad at a puppy. I'm not going to get mad. But just meet me at the car wash. She said, it isn't that bad. So she meets me at the car wash. She opens the door. She said, oh my God, it is that bad. So $250 later, I had to get my whole car detailed, and I'm like, and so I'm looking at her like, you know what? It's an argument, but it's not an argument. I'm gonna calm down and not be mad because I can't blame the puppy.
And it wasn't like she did it.
Was he sick?
It was like she gave him something shitty to eat and was like, go ahead, take the dog with you.
No, he wasn't sick because he made it to the studio.
Yeah.
He must have eaten something, though.
He must have ate something in the grass.
He picked something up in the grass somewhere. Just, And
it was so funny. When I looked back, he was fine. Then he did. And I looked back, it was like everywhere. I'm like, dude, I just looked at you.
That
and then,
sound,
like 5 minutes later.
immediately, like,
yeah.
You're like, oh, no, pull over. Like, when you have kids, you know that sound immediately, like that I'm gonna puke noise. Oh, yeah, that shit's the worst. It might have just been all that smog in L.A. The dog's like, wah.
Yeah.
Why the hell couldn't you adopt me in Houston? The dog's throwing up going, there's no state tax.